have seen the features, basically started with meaning, definition, and then with features of management. There we have learned management means getting things done with and through others so that organization goals are effectively and efficiently achieved. So now we'll start with the functions of management. As you see, there are 5 functions of management. Whenever I say functions, you have to remember, whenever I say management, a word, a term I use, you have to remember all these functions. That is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. We'll start with the first, planning. Planning is a general word, term we use in our day-to-day life. Planning in the sense deciding something in advance. So what I want to do, I'll be deciding. That is what your planning is. So you'll be planning your studies, you'll be planning your house homework, you'll be planning your friends meet, everything you'll be deciding in advance. So what I have to do, you decide in advance. That is what your planning is. So one of the first step of management is the management action starts with planning. Management decides what to be achieved. So it is only through planning one can set an objective. When we get into the chapter, we'll see how through planning objectives are set. That is different. But as of now, as a function of management, we have to just understand that planning decides what to be achieved. Planning sees where I am and where I have to. Planning says what to do, when to do, how to do, whom to use, everything. So planning in general, we say deciding in advance. That is foreseeing the future. What I want to do, that I'll decide. That is what you are planning. So through the function of planning, the management sets goal for itself. When we see the planning process in that chapter, we'll be better understanding this. Okay. So planning in the sense deciding in advance what to be done. And it is like a bridge which bridges the gap between where I am to where I have to. Then second one is organizing. In general terms, organizing in the sense arranging everything. You might heard that word no? Organizing the functions, organizing the events, means arranging everything. So once the management plans, it sets a goal through plans. So once the goals are set, the plan is made, the management sees that all the things which are necessary to execute my plan. Say planning is a mental function, mental exercise. Everything is there in our brain. We have made a note of that. That's it. We didn't do any action in planning. It is only a mind work. But through organizing, through function called organizing, the management starts getting all the things which are needed to execute my plan. For example, I have planned to write an article. I have just planned to write an article. This is my plan. So in order to execute my plan, that is in order to bring my plan into action, what I need? Simple things. I need a pen, I need a paper, I need something information. All these things I need so that I can execute my plan. What is there in my brain? I want to execute. I want to make it into action. So I need some things. Is that clear? So through organizing function, management arranges all those things which are needed to execute my plan. See, we can consider an example here. Organization through planning or organization planned to produce a particular product. So now management starts working. If the organization want to produce that, a particular product, management starts planning from where I have to start. What all the things are necessary. Everything planning will be done by management. And it gives the job to the production department. And production manager starts thinking, what should be my raw material? What should be my machineries? How I should start work? Everything will be planned. Once the production department managers plans that, they'll start giving a note of the necessary things. Like, to achieve this production, I need this many people. I need this particular raw material. I need this particular additives. All these things they'll start saying. And the manager sees that all the things are arranged also, from where I have to get the raw material, whether that material is available at that particular period or not. If all those things are ready, then you can start up the production activity and you can achieve your goals. So through planning, mentally I'll be deciding what to be done. Through organizing, I'll be getting all the things arranged. So when I say I organized everything, it means I arranged everything which is needed to do your work. Then comes staffing. See, in organizing, apart from employees, will be seeing everything. Employees will not be arranged there. Through staffing, employees will be arranged. So through staffing, the organization sees that the right employees should be arranged. See, when you start planning, you need materials and you even need some workers. Yes. So through organizing, I want to arrange everything. Okay. But through staffing function, what I'll do is I'll appoint a right person. You will be having series of procedures in staffing through which it gets a right person to your organization. I'll get an example. You want to have a long drive. You want to go to a particular place. So this is your plan. You want to go there. So for that you need arrangements. You don't have any your own vehicle, so you want to hire your vehicle. You decided from where to hire, whether it's available or not, whether drivers are available. Everything you have seen. Through staffing, what you'll do is you'll appoint a right driver for your drive. You'll be seeing whether he is able to drive or not. Whether you'll be having so many steps to check whether he is a right person to your drive or not. You'll be seeing all those things in staffing function. In organizing function, it starts organizing everything. Even it want to organize people, but through staffing, it organizes people. All other things are organized through your organizing function, but your people, that is human resource, employees of organization, they have to organize, they have to be arranged to the work through your staffing function, because staffing function considers so many steps to ensure that a right person is employed for the organization so that my organizational goals can be achieved. I hope you got. Then next one is directing. Yes, you have planned, you have mentally decided what to do. Accordingly, you have organized everything, and through right procedures, you have even appointed people. And now, through directing function, management starts giving them the way, the instructions, what to be done. See, everyone will be working in their own style, but if they are appointed to your organization, they have to work as per organizational rules. Because if everyone works in their own style, they might be achieving their goals, but that may not help you to achieve your goal. Is that clear? So you will instruct them, you will communicate to them, you will motivate them, you will supervise them so that they work in your direction, because your goal has to be appointed, that you have appointed those people, so they have to act, or they have to work according to your instruction. Unless you direct, they will be working in their own direction. So that may not help your organization for what you are paying them actually. So if they want to work for your organization, so you have to guide them how to work. They might be knowing the work, but you have to guide them how they have to. You have to show them the flow through what they have to. That is what you are directing. Through directing function, the management communicates with the employees. It supervises over the employees. It motivates the employees so that they work according to the rules and regulations and according to the plans of organization. And last is your controlling function. It is completely opposite to your planning function. Planning is seeing future, whereas controlling is seeing backwards. That is looking backwards. We say a phrase, planning is looking forward, whereas controlling is looking backward, we say. Why? Because, okay, you have planned everything. As per plan, you have arranged. Even you have recruited right person through your organization through staffing process. That is through particular stages, you have appointed a right person, and next even you have directed them in very good way. You have communicated them that how they have to work, what they have to reach, what will be the benefit, everything you have communicated, you have motivated them. Now, as a manager, through controlling function, you will be seeing that by developing a control system in an organization, you will be seeing that whether they are working as per my plan or not. You'll be checking back. I'll tell you. Today you have planned your tomorrow's program. So from morning 9 to 5, what you have to do, you have planned today. Is it right? You have planned everything. By 9 o'clock you have to start that particular work, any important work, and by 5 o'clock you have to complete. In middle, what all the things you have to do, everything you have planned. Okay. So you have start working from 9 o'clock. Okay. And at the middle, 2 o'clock, you will just check from what I have done from 9 to 5. So 9 to 2. You will be seeing whether I have done as per my plan or not. And then again you start working up to 5. And you will see whether I have done from morning 9 to 5, whether I have worked as per my plan or not. In that way, if you check day by day what happens, or ultimate your goals will be reached in an exact manner. If you don't check yourself, you have planned today what tomorrow has to be done, but you didn't check whether you have following the plan or not. Again next day, you have started by 9 o'clock, you have ended by 5 o'clock, but in middle what you have done, you didn't check at all. You don't have any target, you don't have any standard to check with that. You are just moving day by day. At the end of the day, when you see the result, you didn't achieve the result. At the end of the day, you will see that you have not reached the result, achieved your goal. Now you have to start from once again. Your time is wasted, your energy wasted, your resources are wasted. Instead of the what you might done, you might seen that from 9 to 5 you have worked, and by 5 o'clock you might start seeing what I have done today, whether I have done in a right way or not. If you have not done, by next day you might take some other steps and you start doing that. Whatever left yesterday, today I will start complete. So like this, days will continue, and at the end you will see that day by day you have seen what I have done or not. You have compared with your standards. You have set something, objective goal, and against that you have compared day to day, and you have come to a point, and next day you have recognized what you have not done, and again you have done that. So in that way, correction, you are making correction and you are moving. So at the end of the day, you will surely achieve the result, because day by day you are checking yourself, and so that you have reached your goals in an appropriate manner. This is what the function of controlling. See, the manager sees, the manager plans, the manager organizes everything, he appoints a right person, he directs them, and even he sees that whether they are working as per the things or not. So here controlling in the sense setting the standards and checking, actual things will be checked with the standards. Time to time they'll start checking whether they have done as per plans or not. If not, immediately corrective steps will be taken. So the mistakes will be corrected and they'll move on with the good things. So this is what your functions of management. They are just for meaning we have. See, in this chapter you have only meanings of these functions. In coming chapters we'll be seeing in detail. But initially you should remember planning in the sense seeing advance, that is foreseeing the future, what to be done. Organizing in the sense arranging everything what you need. Staffing in the sense in the arrangement even we need human resource. Those human resources should be appropriate, that is a right person should be appointed. Through staffing function, the management appoints a right person, because management has too many steps. Like for example, if I want to take admission in a particular college, they'll ask me to pass through the entrance test, interviews, many things. So I have to pass through that. Only if I am qualified in that, they'll take admission. If not, they'll avoid me, they reject me. So in staffing process, such steps will be there to appoint a right person to the organization. They want a particular type of person, through some procedures they appoint person. That is what your staffing, appointing a right person to the right position. Then I have appointed a right person. The next step is I'll start directing them what to be done. Once I direct, I'll start checking whether doing their work in a planned manner, whether in a same direction they are moving or not. This is what your functions of management. I hope you have understood. Next we have objectives of management. Objectives of organization we are familiar with, because we have seen the objectives of business in our first year syllabus. But note down that we are seeing the objectives of management. Management is a part of organization. We can see management just as a middleman between the employer, that is organization, and the employee. So here in this chapter we'll be studying the objectives of management. So they will be somewhat similar to the objectives of organization. Why? Because the objectives of management, what we are going to study now, they are the objectives of management. Once they fulfill those things, they will be helping the organization to fulfill their objectives. Is that clear? In simple example, I'll tell you, your father has some goal to be achieved. He want to construct a beautiful house, so that he needs so much money, so he started earning money. Okay, you have observed your father goal and you started helping your father. So in order to help your father, you have set a goal that you have to study well, you have to get a good job, there you should earn a handsome salary. This is your goal now, because you know that your father has some goal. To reach that goal, he need money. So you decided that you set a goal for yourself that you should earn a handsome salary. Is that clear? So once you achieve your goal, once you study well, you occupy a good position, good job, you get a handsome salary, you have reached your goal. See, when you reach your goal, what is happening? You are helping your father, that is, you are helping your father with money, so that he can achieve his own goal. So in place of father, we can place management, organization, and in the place of son, you can place management. Is that clear? So when management sets goals for itself and it achieves those goals, it will be helping the organization to achieve its goal. Hence, we find similarities between the goals of management and goals of organization. Is that clear? Okay. As you see, the objectives of management are studied under 3 headings. That is organizational objectives, social objectives, personal or individual objectives. So the first one is organizational objectives. Organizational objectives of management are those which are purely concerned about organization, about the business. So those are your survival, profit and growth. Oh, I hope you remember the explanation we have seen in first year. Survival in the sense, always business should survive in the market. It should exist in the market. In order to exist in the market, it should cope up with the changes. It should adapt the changes. Unless you adopt the change and you come out with the products, you cannot exist in the market. See, whatever customer demands, you should be able to give as a business. Then only you will be there in the market. If not, you will vanish. Some new company will occupy the place. So, management also sets a goal for itself under organizational goal, that its goal is to make the organization survive in the market. We have seen one of the feature, that is management is dynamic. So what management does is, whenever there is external change, it tries to adapt that change into the organization and insists the organization to go with the change. So when organization accepts that and adopts that, it comes with the innovative products, it comes with the changes, hence it can survive in the market. So it is the management which is observing the change and which accepts the change, which insists the organization to adopt the change and moves with the change. So once the management is dynamic, it adopts the changes. Hence, it survives in the market. It makes the organization business survive in the market. So that is what your survival objective of management. Always it sees that it should basically survive. Only if you survive, next you can earn profit. You can have good market stand. So the basic function, it is just like living. Only if you live, you can do many things. Is that clear? So survival is living in the market. So always the management sees that business should exist in the market through adopting many things, because management is a dynamic one. So it adopts the changes and makes the organization to exist, to survive in the market. The next one is your profit. We know that profit maximization is the ultimate objective of any business. Why business will be established? The basic objective will be making good rate of profit. So even management sets a goal called earning profit. But here, the intention of management is somewhat different than your organization. Management feels that if no profits are earned, no good pay will be given to the employees. Company cannot get more and more funds if they don't have profit, because they cannot pay the interest also. So management sees that a company should earn minimum rate of profit so that they can manage their cost, they can give good salaries to the employees. See what happens when employees are happy, when you are paying back your debts, next time when you are in need, they will get you. Okay, so in order to cover the cost, profits are very essential. So your management works in all the direction, like it works through process, works through activities, so that it can make the business to earn a good rate of return. It covers everything. We have seen it is a multidimensional work. Management of work, management of process, management of employees, we have seen persons. So it works in all the direction and makes the people to work in an efficient manner so that it can earn a good rate of returns. Because unless profits are earned, business cannot exist in the business for longer run, because only survival can be possible if they have good rate of returns. If not, they are unable to bear their expenses, so they will get vanished from the market. The next we have growth. Growth in the sense extension. It can be seen in the sales volume, revenues, number of employees, area covered by the industry, many more things. So apart from living, apart from earning something, it even wants to grow. When the organization grows, it gives more employment opportunities. It will be having good market stand, and many other objectives of organization will be fulfilled when the management sees that organization grow. So here management concentrates that all the profits what the business earns should not be isolated. It should be even invested towards the growth of an organization. It is a management which insists the organization to grow in size. See, some business organizations we can see, they are earning good rate of returns, but they are not growing. They are with the same production, they are with the same employees, where they are with the same size of area, everything. But it is a management which insists the organization even to grow. Growing in the sense expanding your activities. So if you expand your activities, you can reach more levels. So this is also one of the objective of management. I hope social objectives. Social objectives are purely meant for the society. See, when management sets some social objectives, it will be seeing that once the management fulfills all these objectives, reaches these objectives, it sees that the organization gains good image, goodwill from the society. So the social objectives of management are purely concerned about the society. Here you can see to supply quality products, to conduct business in lawful manner, to generate more and more employment opportunities, to participate in social projects of the government, and to protect environment. So how the management can protect the environment? It can insist the organization to use eco-friendly method of production. Okay, it should see that right quality of materials are purchased so that it comes with the good quality of the products. It sees that all the business activities are done in an lawful manner. It try to say the organization that employment opportunities should be created, it should not be fully mechanized. And even it sees that management sees that organization participates in the social welfare activities along with the government. So all these things we have studied in first year syllabus. So these are your social objectives of business. Next we have personal objectives. So personal objectives of management are nothing but the objectives of management towards the employees. Management considers human resources as vital resources, because management believes that only human resources, if they're happy, if they're efficient, the organization can grow. All other resources can be managed by human resource. Yes or not? You have many equipments, but those has to be managed by the human being. Hence, management focuses more on human resource. Management feels that management insists the organization that only if you appoint a right person to your organization, you can reach your goal. Apart from appointing right person, even you should satisfy the needs of employees. There will be different types of needs to the employees. It will be financial needs, it will be social needs, and even will be higher level needs. So those needs are set as an objective to the management. They set themselves. The needs of people, they are set as their objectives. Example, I'll tell you, your need is a goal to your parent. For example, you need a vehicle, that is your need. So your parents set a goal for themselves that I have to get a vehicle to my children. Is that clear? So your need is a vehicle, your father's goal is a vehicle. They don't need it, but their goal is vehicle because they want to see you happy. They want to see that your needs are completed. Hence, management sees that employees are very important. So employees have some need. So management focuses on the needs of the employees and sees that those needs are fulfilled by the organization so that employees are very happy. They can happily work. When they have work happily, they will work more efficiently and their output will be more, and at last the organization earns good rate of return. So what are these needs? First one is your financial benefits or financial needs like fair salaries and wages, good salaries, good remuneration, employee need, that is a basic need. Then comes social need. Apart from those monetary needs, they have some social needs like recognition, appreciation, and healthy working environment. So apart from basic salaries and wages, even employees expect something, that when they do hard work, when they come out with the good efficiency, someone should appreciate. The higher level people should appreciate them, isn't it? Even we expect that. Even in our family, we'll expect that. As a general person, human being, we expect recognition and appreciation. So when this recognition and appreciations are made, the employees will be satisfied. Emotionally, they will be having a bond with the organization. Hence, it is a need of an employee. The management set it as a goal, and they try to satisfy that goal. They try to reach that goal. It insists the organization to reach that goal so that their efficiency can be increased, hence their output can be increased. And we have higher level needs like personal growth opportunities and participation in decision making. See, as a human being, initially I'll be thinking of basic things. Once I'm satisfied with the basic needs, I'll be thinking of social needs, that is recognition and appreciation. Once I'm even satisfied with that recognition, good, healthy working environment, everything, I want to grow now. My next need is I want to grow. Growing in personality, that is my skills should be increased, my ability of working should be increased, my efficiency should be increased, my level of output has to be increased. This will be the need of an employee. He want to see improvement in himself. He don't want to be the same as yesterday. He want to improve himself. So this is we call higher level needs of an employee. So such needs are set as a goal for the management. They have set goal like that. They see that the employee should grow. In what way? In acquiring new skills. New skills they want to acquire. What happens when an employee acquires new skills? He'll be more confident. He'll be doing the things in a good manner. For example, my institution, if it gives me an opportunity to attend some seminars, some workshops where I can learn communication skills, where I learn some soft skills, what happens? My personality will be developed. My efficiency will be developed. So my position in the organization, because of my efficiency, because of my output, because of my hard work, my position increases. How my position is increased? Because it is the organization which has given me a scope to learn skills. By using those skills, my efficiency has been increased, my output has been increased. Because of that, I have got higher position. So here I have reached a higher position. When I reach my position, my status will be different, my remuneration will be different. Are you able to follow me? Okay, so these higher levels should be satisfied by the management. So it insists the organization to satisfy such needs. It insists the organization to arrange some programs to the employees where they can motivate themselves. They can learn how to motivate. They can learn how to communicate. They can learn how to increase their efficiency, how to manage their time management, how to have soft skills. All these things we have to learn. It is the management which insists the organization to provide such facilities to the employees. That is what your personal growth opportunities which should be given by the organization, and it is the management which sees that to happen. And even participation in decision making. See, as the sentence itself says, participation in decision making, in the sense, for example, organization want to take a decision of increasing their production. Okay, now they want to take a decision. Generally, who will take a decision? Top level people will take the decision. Who are in great authorities, they will take the decision. In such a case, if you call some of the experienced employees and if you ask their suggestion, say as a owners of this company, we have come to know that there is more demand in the market, so we want to extend our production capacity. What do you say? Can it be done in our organization? If you ask them their opinion, they surely come out, because they are the experienced people, they are working in your organization, they know exactly what is there, what are the facilities are there, what is the working, because employees are those who are actually in the work. We call them as workforce. See, as a managers, we just guide them, saying them do this, these are your targets, but it is the employees who actually does all those things. So when you call them and ask their opinion, they feel very happy and they'll come out with the things. They'll say that yes, we can go with that, but we don't have this sufficient machineries, we don't have sufficient workforce. You appoint workforce, we can go with that. Such things will come out only when you ask their opinion. So it is a management which helps the organization to take such a decision, to consider the opinions of employees. So all these we study under personal objectives of management. I hope you got all the things. Initially we have started with functions, and then we have seen objectives of management. So go with the notes also, even previous notes also you go with, and if you have any doubts, please let me know, so that in next video I'll try to explain the same. Till then, take care. Bye.